Let's start it off sexy. And say, and now the ladies say, I like that. And now the ladies say, champagne light. What trouble with the bubble and the champagne light? The reality of what I say. And we gonna do it like this.
Welcome, Jeff, to Champagne and Conversations. Thank you for coming back. Cheers to you.
Thank you for having me. I'm glad to be back.
Yes, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Jeff Bradshaw for part 2 of our conversation. He was on a press junket last time he joined us, so it got a little bit in time, but now we are back just to finish our conversation and to celebrate City Winery and a new upcoming event that you have. I'm excited about because it's in Virginia. Yay! Yes.
Absolutely.
So welcome. Thank you for coming back. So how was this weekend for you? You have performed in Pittsburgh, right? City Winery?
So I performed in Baltimore, 2 nights in Baltimore, 3 shows all sold out at Keystone Corner in Baltimore.
Nice.
For my birthday weekend. And then
Happy
last
birthday.
night,
you want me to sing for you?
Thank you. Absolutely.
Listen, everyone, he's a Virgo and I'm a Virgo. So go Google that and I'll let you know about it later.
Oh, boy. Last night I was in City Winery, Pittsburgh, and it was amazing. It was my first solo show in Pittsburgh last night. It's a new City Winery, Pittsburgh, and it was absolutely a party. I can't wait to go back to Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I saw that. So now the Jeff Bradshaw experience, let's talk about it. What is that? What is that live performance like? Energy, this percussion and
listen,
all that going on?
Listen, we laugh, we cry, we dance, we get it in, the Jeff Bradshaw experience is a party. We go down a journey of all of my music and a lot of music I was inspired by. It's a big soul music hip hop party. It's so much fun. It's hard to explain other than using those words. That the reason why we do this is because we're fans.
Yeah.
We're all fans of music.
Absolutely.
So as a person who watched Earth, Wind and Fire, Sly and the Family Stone, and so many great performers, Marvin Gaye and Isaac Hayes, and we got to see like Michael Jackson and Prince, and we got to see all these great artists perform. But I also was able to tour for great artists like Jill Scott and Jay-Z and Mary J. Blige, and excuse me. I'm a sponge, and I learn from every live performance that I've studied, every live performer that I was on stage with. And you kind of learn so many ways to perform, but you can only be yourself. But I've just learned from so many great artists in person and just from studying, watching live performances on YouTube and live DVD. Remember those?
Absolutely. So now what would be one of the things that you really get into when you perform? Is it your covers, or is it obviously your new music, or do you prefer like taking them on a journey where it's like a fast kind of set and then it goes into slow? What do you do? Give us a little bit of what you do.
It's a blend of all things. It's a blend of all of those things. It's all about setting the setup so that, that it's a journey, but we have highs, we have lows. There's some slow songs that I play from my album. Then I go into some of my favorite songs. And then I go into a part of the show that I call the versus battle. And
really?
And I perform one of my favorite verses, which was Earth, Wind and Fire and the Isley Brothers.
Is that
and then
September?
I go, no. I can't tell you because I want it to be a surprise. when
Okay.
people come to the show. But then I
Okay.
go into it, and then I go from the versus battle into a part of the show that I call the journey.
Okay.
And the journey is where something I learned from Babyface. The journey is where I go uh, down through a journey of about uh, 5 to 7 songs, 5 to 7 hit songs that I played on that were hits on the radio.
Mm-hmm.
And then people are like, yo, I bet you didn't know I played on this song. Boom, I play that song. And I play another song. I'll be like, wow, I bet you didn't know I played on that song. And,
Okay.
it's really just not just showing people my music and the music I'm inspired by, but also hit records and hit albums that I played on, songs that I was a part of, letting people know that that's not the first time, that night is not the first time that they're hearing me play, but they've been hearing me on the radio for the last 28 to 30 years, playing on humongous hit songs.
Absolutely, absolutely. Jeff Bradshaw, everyone joining us for part two of our conversation. And we were specifically going to talk about live music because I don't know if you recall, but some months ago we heard the statement that R&B could potentially have been dead. And I think that that woke up a lot of people in terms of where did that come from? So I see you shaking your head. There's no way that we could believe that that is even possible. And yeah, so give us your thoughts. I see your head going.
How can R&B dead? How can R&B be dead when we still have, I can go from legends to more current, but how can R&B dead? R&B be dead if we still have Stevie Wonder,
Yes,
if uh, um, we still have Frankie Beverly and Mays, we
yes,
still have Patti LaBelle. I can come even newer, but we still have Anita Baker, and then
absolutely.
we have Kim, and we have artists like Kim and Eric Benet and Brian McKnight,
Hey,
and we still have great legends that shape our music. R&B can
absolutely.
never be there. No way.
No
R&B can
way.
be there. Some of the biggest stories this year. Some of the biggest stories this year from the Black Promoters Collective was New Edition and Silk and SWV just finished a big tour with SWV, Jodeci, Drew
Yep,
Hill, and if you talk about newer, you have you have artists there are artists that I love that my daughters put me on. Like my daughters put me on Summer Walker and Janae
absolutely.
and just
And
Summer Walker,
SZA and
SZA, Janae
Ari Lloyd,
Aiko,
Lynn,
Ari
uh-huh,
Lennox,
uh-huh.
Janae Aiko. I mean, there's some incredible singers music that I listen to at home, music that I enjoy.
Yeah. And Snow
So
Allegra, I still think she's super dope. It's
Snow
just,
is
yeah.
dope.
Yeah, it's so many. Jasmine Sullivan, she got in between. So it's kind of like she's old
Yeah,
soul and still new. Um,
absolutely. I
but
just did
yeah,
a show in
Coco
Atlanta.
Jones
I
is so
I
dope.
just I just did a show in Atlanta with Atlanta at the Maple House Barnes Amphitheater, 15,000 people. It was
Okay.
me, Kendrick the Family Soul, and Music Soul
Oh
Child.
my gosh, I love
You know,
track. Oh my
you talking about,
gosh, I love
you know,
them.
it was 15,000 people and singing these songs,
Good for you.
dancing,
Yes,
crying.
yes.
I mean, it was just such a great night.
I
So
love
R&B
it.
is not dead for my. We have still tons of great legends still here. We have current soul R&B legends still here, and then you have a nice selection of really really nice new music.
Absolutely. Nice new music. And not just to name the females, but there's October London. Have you checked him out? He has
I
a
have
really
not.
dope song. You have not? Okay, check him out because he sounds, I hate to say this, but he sounds like someone that we are very familiar with. Let me just say that. And I'll leave that to to you
But
to
that's
listen.
okay. That's okay because we're all inspired by somebody.
Yes,
We're all
absolutely.
inspired by somebody. We're all inspired. Michael Jackson was inspired by James Brown.
Gotta
You
love
know,
Michael.
Michael Jackson said, I watched an interview. He said when he was young and he saw James Brown performing on TV, he told his mother, "That's what I want to do. I want to
Right.
do that."
Hmm.
So we're all inspired. I mean, look at Usher, Neil, and Chris Brown. These artists were all inspired by James Brown. You can
Yeah.
see it. But they're all individually amazing. Chris Brown is one of the most amazing performers on the planet.
Yes.
Usher, one of the most amazing
GA.
performers on the planet.
Mm,
It's like we're all inspired by somebody or something
Absolutely.
in this music, you know. And so if there's a guy who sounds like somebody, you know, Glenn Lewis was
Love
on my first
him.
album. Was on my first album out of Toronto. Glenn Lewis. Everybody said Glenn Lewis sounds like Stevie Wonder. Stevie Wonder knows Glenn Lewis sounds like him. I mean, so when Stevie Wonder goes to Toronto, he invites Glenn Lewis out to the show, invites him on stage and sings with him. And it's an honor. Not that he's imitating Stevie, but just the gift that he has. Glenn Lewis really sounds like Stevie Wonder.
Yeah, yeah. And I think it's just in a matter of association so people can accept it in their spirit. So they can
Yes,
say, they can
yes,
settle in
yes,
and they can
yes.
say, okay, now I understand where we're going. And then they just take the ride. I think
Mm-hmm.
that's why we do the association part of it, but just overall the experience of just the music. Now, taking that and fusing it with the live component, which obviously you're doing so very well. You have a few shows coming up. What Charlotte you have coming, and then of course Richmond you have coming soon. And wait, and I don't even want to dance over that one. Let's talk about who you will be with in here in Richmond because I think that is amazing.
Yeah. The blessing is for me right now. I'm touring and promoting my new album, my 20th anniversary album, Jeff
Sure.
Bradshaw 20, as you know. And I'm doing my own shows and touring, but I'm also touring as a special guest with Patti LaBelle.
Yay!
So that's been
Yay!
like
Patty!
that's amazing, you know, to tour with an icon, to tour with you know, the godmother of soul, you know,
Absolutely. And that will be
and
here.
a Philly icon. So then
Mhm.
I think we go from Durham to Norfolk, and it become right on into Richmond. So that's going to
Be
be fun.
there.
That's at the end of the month. It's
It
towards the end.
will
That's
be
at the
there.
end of the month. So it's going to be
It's
great.
the
You
first
know?
here in Richmond for anyone that wants to join us at the Altria in Richmond. It's super dope, nice venue, really chill. Can't wait to.
Yeah.
I actually think the Whispers is supposed to be with her. Did you hear
Oh
that?
no, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I think the
That's going to be
Whispers is
great.
supposed to. Oh my gosh, you will
That's going
see
to be
me
great.
acting a pure fool.
Scotty and
Um,
Walton.
Yes. So now, as you are doing the live part, and obviously this is something that is, nothing new for you because you're playing a live instrument that brings it to more life and it gives you the opportunity to connect in a stronger way with your crowd, your audience. So now, I know that we started or people have done it with tracks and that's fine. But now give us what you feel or how do you talk to your band when you're, warming up or getting ready for a concert of that magnitude.
Music on stage is like a fellowship with your brothers, with your family.
Hmm.
My band has been with me for most of these musicians have been with me for the last 5 to 8 years. So they're my brothers, we're family. So when we're on stage performing, not only are we performing and enjoying performing and putting out great energy and receiving it at most of my shows from the audience, we're also fellowshipping on stage. You know, and you can feel when musicians know each other, when they spend time together. You
Sure.
know, when we get on stage, we are just as excited uh, to perform together and have fun as we are to perform for the audience. You know, it's a fellowship. You know, and you can feel that synergy on stage. The audience can feel it.
Absolutely. I think it's so much more captivating because in that you're doing the ad libs and the scats and the this and playing more instrumental parts of it. So it's not just what we love as a track, it's fine. But when you
Right.
get to that, it's more of, you're embodying that experience. I just enjoy it
Absolutely.
because I think that you can really, as we like to say, party. A party ain't a party until we still add all the music. Um,
Absolutely.
but I think that is super dope. And I don't know if you had an opportunity to check it out, but on one of our very first Champagne and Conversation, we had living legend Dougie Fresh on, and he
Oh
shared
wow.
that it's on Champagne and V page. So if you get an opportunity, check it out.
I
But
will.
he said that he played the trumpet and that's how he started with the beatbox. So I posted that
Wow.
before you came on because I wanted you to see that he too was in the horn section of a band, if you will, and then he segued into the hip hop. Isn't that dope?
Wow, I
Yeah,
can't wait to see him again so I can talk to him about that. I never knew
yeah,
that Dougie Fresh was that he played any instruments other than his amazing
the
his
beatbox.
voice and the
Yeah.
beatbox. But I never knew that Dougie Fresh was an instrumentalist.
I
I don't know,
couldn't
a part of the brass family, you know.
Yeah, Brass family. I couldn't wait to let that be out because again, we have great conversations like you and I, part one and then part two. But sometimes people miss moments, and like you said, if you
Absolutely,
didn't know, and that's someone that you like to watch as an entertainer, understanding
absolutely,
that he came from the brass, it just gives you some camaraderie, right? It says, "Hey,
absolutely,
that's my brother."
absolutely, without question, without
So
question.
dope.
I mean,
Yes,
one of my greatest influences uh, as a producer is Quincy Jones, and Quincy
yes.
Jones was a jazz trumpet player.
Oh, yes. Okay. Yeah. It makes sense for sure because he's
Absolutely,
so musically inclined. I think that is
absolutely.
dope. And we love to celebrate. We love to celebrate the music. That was the reason why we wanted to make certain that we had you back to celebrate the shows that you're doing, which are so amazing. And
Thank
the
you.
fact that Carrie, bread pudding. I put that on Sunday for just kind of a chill vibe, for brunch
Mhm.
vibes. But I remembered that you stated D'Angelo was part of that influence, and being as though he's from Virginia, shout out to D'Angelo because we just love him. I wanted you to just kind of dive back into that, just a tidbit about you creating that piece.
Well, I mean, everybody that knows me knows that D'Angelo is my favorite artist. You know, he embodies Al Green and Prince and Slide from Slide and Family Stone. You know, and a little James Brown and a lot of James Brown in his live performance. But I mean, he embodies so many artists that I love, and he's the perfect mix of all of those things and himself. You can hear you can hear that he's a church boy. You can hear it. You can see it. You can hear it. That he's someone who was raised in church. Um, and so when I talk about D'Angelo vibes, it's really church and soul music together, which are the same thing. You know.
Very
Uh,
cool.
you
Very
take the
cool.
words, you take the words out, and you listen to some old gospel quartet music and some old gospel music, and you listen to D'Angelo. They are not far. They're not far apart at all.
Yeah, I think that he has just this talent that's it's just amazing, and I can't wait for him to bring out his next project. But
Right.
he's so mysterious in what he does, very much like a Prince, like you said, very much unpredictable, but he will come out and he'll give you something right for your soul, punch you right there, and you're like,
Absolutely.
oh my gosh. Especially like when he was playing with Vanguard, I think that it was just that, oh gosh.
Yeah. The Vanguard album and the Voodoo album for me are two of his best works. I think all three of his albums are his best work. You
Yeah,
can see the progression in his artistry as a
sure,
producer and a creator, and
sure.
he is just brilliant, and he never lets us down when he releases an album. As musicians and just regular people who love music, uh, it's definitely an album that you put on and you just listen from song to song and just hear his brilliance and how unapologetic he is about his approach to the art.
Absolutely. Yes, I think it's so cool. And we love to celebrate it. Obviously, like I said, he's from Virginia, so we love that. But just the fact that you all are just such well-rounded, talented individuals that possess something that we just adore, which is music. It's like a universal language. It's obviously what I consider the sixth love language, if you will. So I think that is super dope. And we always like to spend time just saying thank you for the music, thank you for your new music, and then sharing all of the experiences that you have, especially when we all can't get to these places that you play,
Right.
but we can at least hear a little bit of energy, connect, get a good vibration going, and then prepare for when maybe when you are coming to a city that someone
Absolutely.
can do. So we will be excited about seeing you in Virginia. And then you mentioned Charlotte. And where else will you be on this particular one with Miss Patty?
Let me see. In 2 days, I'll be here in Philly at the Dell Music Center. Me, Leela James, and Greg Porter.
Oh,
And then
wow.
next Friday, the 15th, I will be in Charlotte at Middle C Jazz on the 15th. Next Friday at Middle C Jazz in downtown Charlotte. Oh, excuse me. And then I go to Punta Cana for 2 days
Nice.
for the Sweat Fest.
Okay.
And then the following, I think a week and a half after that, I jumped right back out with Patty, with Miss LaBelle, for we go to Durham, and it's the last 3 days, well, it's the last 2 days of September in Durham, in Norfolk, and then on October 1st, we're in Richmond.
Yes.
So 3-day weekend.
So cool. And this is why, guys, we had to update our schedule because Jeff is all over.
First of all, thank you again for having me and allowing
Yes.
me to tell my story. That is Jeff Bradshaw, a little trombone player from the hood in North Philly, trying to do great things, celebrating my 20th anniversary album, Jeff Bradshaw 20, and
Okay.
touring this world from the east to west and abroad. Really looking forward to continue to stay on the road promoting this new album and touring with Miss Patty LaBelle. On my social media, you can follow my journey on my social media. Is I am Jeff Bradshaw. I am Jeff Bradshaw on all my social media. And
Yes.
download my new album. Help me to make history.
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, we have had another half an hour or so with legend Jeff Bradshaw. We appreciate you for all of your contributions to this amazing music. Continue your journey. We are here to support you. We will be out celebrating you. Thank you for being patient with us, you guys. It's storming out here, so we're going to get out now before we lose him again. But thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you so much
Take
for having me.
care.
See you soon.